23 years ago, my husband and I decided to open a business. We were zoned village commercial in the town of Terra, and we came up with the idea in November, and we decided to go ahead and open something. So we applied for a building permit in January, and we had it up and running that June. And we had no idea what we were doing. Like, we were just reading, on day one, we were reading the instructions on how to operate the cash register. So it was kind of a bit of a spontaneous decision, I'm not gonna lie. We didn't have a business plan, we didn't have like a real concept, and then 23 years later, we kind of evolved and kept changing, and it's been a pleasure being in the community. Because we've raised our kids here, the kids really, from the time they were 3, really, we're going to sound like we do child labor here, but we don't exactly, but they were with us, and you know, they were infants in an infant car seat, and we had them in here, and they got to be very aware of who their community members were, and they got to like participate in a business. So like our girls, from the time they were very young, they were doing the ordering for the store, they knew how to do invoicing, they knew how to operate the different sort of equipment that's in the store. Like, they're really, it's the heart and soul, and they're kindred spirits, your family. So there's never any doubt that we're all on the same page, that we really want to provide for our community, and so it's lovely. Every morning at dark o'clock we bake, and we really cooperate together. Like, my husband will be kind of doing one thing, the girls and I will be doing another thing, and we kind of all have our little roles and tasks. But I think baking fresh every morning is a really important part of your business, because if it's baking, it should be done that day. So we only bake for the quantity that we're going to serve that day, and we try to judge that accordingly. When you work as a family, you know each other so well, you just have a rhythm. And I think sometimes when, you know, people have to be away out of that rhythm, which happens, you know, like a daughter has to get to rowing, or a daughter's away at university, that rhythm for our group is hits a little hiccup, if you will. And so we have to learn sometimes to do without each other too, because, you know, we have lives beyond the shop, and so we have to support those as well. And so sometimes, because we're so interdependent on one another, we can get little, you know, bumps in the road when we can't all be together. I think that's the huge gift. Like, we really know the people we serve, and we've watched all the kids grow up in this community. Like, 23 years is a long time. Living here and working here, we know the people we serve. We know them by name. We watch the kids come in at the first when they're in strollers, and then in a minute they're riding their own bikes down, and then in another minute they're bringing in their own debit card, and then a minute later they're driving a car, and then they're bringing in their own kids. Like, that's like having that kind of history in a place, that's a really important thing.